おはよう世界雲には不可能の闇を払って神話を日常
Science! Just finished this week's episode of Dr. Stone. Now, normally we're the type to read the manga first. In fact, this time I did, and I'm excited to see what you guys think about it.
Subscribe and tune in each week for our reactions. This week it was episode 7. Got introduced to a whole village of non-stone people.
Basically, Dr. Stone 2.0. This is the restart of the whole series,
No,
right?
I like this episode. There's a lot of great things in it, but I do find it like he did just abandon what the show was before. He's just starting over.
This was
new cast of characters. We're dealing with different issues.
Mm-hmm. This is a hard decision. It's met with a hard line too. You know, it doesn't turn around, right? This is what happens. But we're introduced to new characters rather quickly too. This is how they were introduced in the manga. I am happy with this. I don't. It feels fast, you know, obviously, but it was actually at this exact same pace. You know, like we get introduced to our replacement, our amateur scientist, and this allows them to bro out a little bit more.
They give him, you know, a confidant and make him appear to someone else rather than having a character that does not understand anything. And I like that dynamic. Like, I like all of the dynamics these new characters bring. I really do.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he thought the old dynamics just like would get old really quickly, because he's like, oh right, it's just gonna be this green-haired kid mansplaining to everybody, like, everything all the time. So he needed somebody, like, from a different vantage point. And these are great characters. Honestly, we're already looking into their personalities a little bit. We got the Golden Spear.
I love him.
He's pretty solid. He's straight. And
we've got, like, a freaky blonde guy who's scared of everything.
Oh, yeah, oh my god. I like hearing him talk.
His voice actor did a good job. He
gets a lot. There's a lot of growth in that character, so it is exciting to see where he starts. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, the seeds are definitely sown. Yeah. So
the lioness continues to be a pixie doll drawn in every scene, but they did give her personality and like the reactions and stuff. They're giving her a good counter kind of mentality to Senku, which is cool.
Yeah.
She's got a MacGuffin sister, priestess woman. Which I love the idea that we're going on what these people think all of these stone people are and like what the world is. Like them saying, he's an outsider, there are no outsiders, don't allow any outsiders in our village, was a really interesting train of thought. That was like, okay, what is these people's perception of all of these? So I mean, that's the ultimate like Easter, like, you know, we think Easter Island is creepy, like, you know, we don't know what happened, but imagine just seeing fully lifelike rendered detailed stone humans dotting like the entire planet and just being like, huh, wonder what did that.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. They have their own culture built up, and we get to explore a lot of that. And that's what's really cool, because we get Senku's sort of like impression, right? He's like, oh, that's the level they're at, right? They don't even know what like you know, bubbles are. But at the same time, he's aware of what they're capable of. He's aware of what he can get them to be capable of. But they have their own history, their own customs.
Yeah, they have their own human tenacity, too. Even them giving their own sorcerer kind of, he's years ahead of where Senku would have expected them to be. Is a really cool kind of, you know, give me kind of asset that these people have.
Exactly. We got our video game references. I am a big Monster Hunter fan, so I'm glad we dug that one in there. Those continue to happen. We got more footage from the actual plot point of this show. We got the airplane again.
Which is good. I don't know how many times we can just reflect back to all of civilization was lost and it be an impactful plot point for multiple characters. But we'll see as we go forward.
As long as there are stone people jutting out of the ground, I feel like that's going to be fresh in the mind, right? Yeah. No, it's good. I'm glad we're at this point because now we really get to see sort of like it dialed up, right? The stage is set. The first act was the kind of...
It looks like we're dug in a little bit more at least.
Right. The first act definitely established the threat or like the concern and what we need to be worried about and stakes, and now we're in sort of a microcosm of a world within those stakes. So this is where we get some straight Dr. Stone fun. And again, like I said a couple episodes back, I'm not worried. I was a little worried at the start, But once they pulled off that gun animation of him talking about gunpowder, I'm like, okay, they're nailing the visualizations of the science he's talking about. They're nailing the comedic beats. They're nailing, like the progression. The speed feels fun. It feels interesting and varied. So I'm not concerned. I'm excited.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think in the comments below, and we will catch you next week.
眠れない